Hello everyone, you are watching Oakland Tobacconist. I'm Eric Drazen. With us today we have Nick Botello, and you're watching Oakland Tobacconist. So today we have to review, it's from the My Father line, and you have had a cigar from that line, right?
Yes, I have. I think it was the Connecticut.
Gotcha. Yeah, the Connecticut line. This one might be a touch bit more on the spicier side, but the profile shouldn't be like too crazy. Today we are reviewing the Flor De Las Antillas. It was Cigar of the Year in 2012. It is a sun-grown wrapper. This is the Robusto. I believe it's a 5x50. So we're going to go ahead and light it up and see what our impressions are. Draws pretty good.
You were really right on that spiciness part.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm catching that.
Yeah, it seems like the first like initials, I'm kind of getting like a lot of pepper, maybe a little bit of like cedar, like wood.
Yeah.
Kind of woodsy taste.
Yeah.
But the draw seems to be pretty clear, pretty even, not too much resistance.
Yeah. Now, I'm a novice when it comes to cigars. What do you mean by sun-grown?
So, for instance, the Connecticut that you've tried, Connecticut is a type of leaf. Connecticut shade is more specific, and basically they grow their entire crop under like cheesecloth so that the sun doesn't have direct contact, creating more mild. And of course, the fermentation has something to do with it as well. But during that growing process, you have that kind of protective barrier to kind of mellow out the tobacco.
All right.
So, sun-grown is taking this, I believe, is a Cuban seed Habano. So already it has like a lot of peppery qualities and really stronger profile, but at the same time it's direct sunlight, so it's like the sugars are naturally being brought to the top during the fermentation as well, so it's a bit stronger.
Okay.
So Nick, you also work up here in the Glen, right?
Yeah, I do. I work at Los Rios Rancho for Devin Riley.
A general, like, you're pulling many different directions, whatever they have, or?
Yeah, I'm kind of a jack of all trades. You know, during the season, I'm normally pressing or bottling the apple cider during the week, and then on the weekends, I'm kind of doing whatever needs to be done. Lately, I've been giving tractor rides up on our U-Pick north side.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I work outside. It's enjoyable.
Yeah.
A lot less stress than some of my other friends are.
Definitely. Now, also, a big part of why I thought it would be interesting to share some of the information that you know, because as some of our viewers know, and perhaps some do not know, our humidor for Oakland Tobacconist is located in a 1936. Would you pronounce it as a boxcar? Would you say it's a boxcar?
It's what's technically known in railroad terms as a refrigerator car, and it was actually built around, I believe, in 1913.
Oh, really?
Yes, it's much older than that. That's a wood-bodied car.
Oh, okay.
So
1913, we basically cleaned out one side of it and then filled it with Spanish cedar, lined the inside, and then created our humidor. And so where did some of that interest, is it more of a hobby, or is it something you grew up around, or?
It was a hobby for me. When I was, a little kid, my parents, they put up, they always had train sets around the Christmas tree, so they did that for me when I was a little kid. And I became fascinated with mechanics and moving parts. So as a little kid, I developed an interest in trains. About 4 or 5 years ago, my interest got sparked again, and I started volunteering at the Southern California or Orange Empire Railway Museum down in Paris.
Okay.
So now on the weekends when I'm not working at Los Rios, I'm either operating or restoring vintage railroad equipment, like what your humidors are.
That's awesome. Now, you had mentioned as well of saying that it's 1913 because it's a wood-framed car.
Yeah.
When was the transition made to like steel and?
The transition from wood-bodied to steel-bodied cars for what you have, which is a refrigerator car, is probably around the 1930s when that car was taken out of service. Because we have one that's identical to yours down at my museum.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we do. It was actually, the one we have was saved by MGM Studios and used as a movie prop.
Oh, that's awesome.
So,
yeah.
Just past the turn of the century, that car was built for a company called Santa Fe Refrigerator Dispatch, which was a subsidiary of the Santa Fe Railroad Company. And it was built by the American Car and Foundry Company in 1913 and lasted in service in the Santa Fe up until probably about the mid to late 1930s. It's hard to get figures on that car because unfortunately a lot of the paint has worn away, so I can't get a car number off of it. But there are books where you can look in and find an exact car number. It'll tell you when it was built, when it was retired, when it was sold, and who it was sold to. A refrigerator car is basically your normal box car, but the inside is a little bit smaller because there's quite a bit of insulation between the interior wall and the exterior wall of the car. And on the exterior wise, it would have looked the same with the exception of the doors, which were more insulated, more heavy duty, because when we get to the top of the car, there are actually hatches in the top of that car for them to load the ice into. Keep in mind, this is in the days before mechanical refrigeration. That didn't really come along until the 60s in these cars. So they would have big machines, or they would just pull the train up to an ice house, and ice would be loaded into the top of the cars through these hatches, which you can still see on the end of your humidor where the pipe tobacco is. Mm-hmm. So if you look up at the ceiling and you see hatches, those are for the ice. That would keep the perishable goods cool.
Mm. And it kind of worked out for us because honestly, like having it insulated keeps it cooler during the summer, and also with the Spanish cedar extra lining in, it kind of like holds that humidity even better than I would be expecting. So as I say, we're in the first third, and so we're going to continue to smoke this, and I'm interested to see how this develops, if some of that sweetness comes more to the front. But for now, we'll catch you at second third. All right, so we're somewhat getting closer to the second third. It kind of does feel like some of that sweetness. I could be wrong, but like for some reason, what comes to my mind is like somewhat of rhubarb.
Yeah,
like a little bit of that, like intermixed. It's like some kind of sweetness, but it's not like that overpowering sweet. It's like a subtle sweet, but really good. Really opening up. And like the facility that you go to, is it one of the larger ones here in California?
It is. In fact, it's the largest railroad museum in the Western United States.
Wow.
Let's turn the clock back 85 years to 1934. I could get on a streetcar in downtown Redlands, take that to downtown San Bernardino, and then take another streetcar to downtown LA. From there, transfer to a different streetcar, and that would take me to Santa Monica, the beach. All in the span of about 2 hours. But in fact, the depot in downtown Redlands has a very unique connection. The man who designed the architecture for that depot also designed the Coit Tower in San Francisco.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're gonna keep smoking this second third, and we'll catch on the final third and see where it goes. All right. So we're in our last third. As we're coming to the end, do you have any closing thoughts on this?
If you want a cigar that has a very complex, robust flavor that'll really kick in the seat of your pants, just right off the bat, I think this is one to go for.
So just for you guys to know, coming up on this weekend, 26th and 27th, on Saturday, we have another archery day as well. We do archery back here on the range. It's $3 for 5 arrows. And then on Saturday, we also have our final chess tournament. So check us out. We also have our website going on, oaklandtobacconist.com. Thanks for being on the show, Nick.
Thank you for having me, Eric. I appreciate it.
Very informative. And we'll catch you next time on Oakland Tobacconist.